In this video, we will be studying about the budget expenditure. In the previous video, we have discussed about the budget receipts, that is the capital and revenue receipts. In this video, we will be studying about the budget expenditure and the revenue expenditures and the capital expenditures. So, what are your budget expenditures? See, you make an expenditure, the government makes an expenditure on the development or the non-development programs or the plan or the non-planned programs during the financial year. So, it refers to estimated expenditure of the government on its development and non-development programs or on its plan and non-plan programs. During the financial year. During the fiscal or financial year, you can say. See, development program is when the government is spending some money for the infra development. Let's say building metros, a government is spending money and building metros. So it is a development program. Non-development program is like, suppose government is spending money and giving subsidies to the poor people or giving pensions or giving some free stuff to the poor people. So in that case, there is no development program, or in its plan and non-plan program. Plan program means the government has previously planned on what are the various expenditures that will happen in the country. Non-plan programs are the programs. Let's suppose there is some natural calamity, natural disasters that have been faced by the country. Let's take the example of Kedarnath floods. So that was a damage, a natural disaster, and there was a huge damage. So the government has to spend, as on the rescues or the redevelopment. So these are the non-planned programs, and the government has to do the expenditures on that. So it refers to the expenditure on the development or non-development programs, or on the plan or the non-planned programs during the fiscal years. Now your expenditure is again divided into two parts, that is your revenue expenditures and your capital expenditures. Right? So we'll be discussing about the revenue and the capital expenditures in the video. One comes here, revenue expenditure. Now what is the revenue expenditure? See, if you're spending something, you might might buy something, right? Or you might reduce you have taken some loan, or you spend and repay that loan, which means you reduce your liability. But the revenue expenditures are the expenditures which do not create assets for the government, right? Let's suppose, giving examples are giving old age pensions, scholarships, salaries. So these are the routine expenditures. So these are not creating any asset for the government. And the second one is, do not cause any reduction in liability of the government. means these expenditures do not cause any reduction in the liability of the government, that is expenditure on the repayment of loan, for example, causes reduction in the government liability, right? But accordingly it is not treated as a revenue expenditure, so these expenditures do not reduce any liability. So it can be a interest payment, expenditure on subsidies, then expenditure on defense. You are doing the expenditure but you are not reducing your liability on that part. So these are the revenue expenditures. Now, the capital expenditures. See, your capital expenditures are the expenditures that create assets for the government. Right? So, like if the expenditure is done on land and building, a government is paying some money to the public sector to buy the machinery and equipment, expenditure on the Delhi metro, right? Purchase of shares. If government is purchasing some shares, then it is creating the assets. Second one is cause reduction in the liabilities, right? Which means if government is spending, in that case it is reducing its liabilities, which means the repayment of loan. Government is spending money, so it is repaying its loan, which means it's reducing its liability. So these are the capital expenditures of the government. I hope you like our video. Please download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us.